What are we doing live?
We're doing it live.
The podcast.
Wait, we're doing the cocaine. Wait, Sneaky. We're doing the cocaine unboxing video live?
Absolutely. I got my camera set up and everything.
Hell yeah.
That there was some dude who was surveying sea turtle nesting sites and found $1.2 million worth of cocaine.
I mean, did he keep it?
Based on the fact that we have a news story about it, my guess is no.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that was $2 million of cocaine he found. I'm just saying.
Maybe 4 million.
I mean, that would be the clever thing, right? Like,
6 million.
you go to the police. I found all this cocaine, and you've already loaded like 100 bags of it into your car.
Yeah, you've already got like 100. No, you're just like, yeah, that's all of it. It's a lot of cocaine.
Twitch.
Right, and like the best part is, right, like the cop who shows up, he checks it and he's like, there was more cocaine here, wasn't there? No.
But if you look over there, you'll find an extra brick that I didn't list.
Or 5. Or 10.
Or 5. If you know what I mean.
It depends on how you count, really.
Hey, I think I left some bricks of cocaine over there. And they're not in this, picture that you're taking, so do with that what you will, sir.
An issue in the Coast Guard.
Oh, yeah. Like, there is zero surprise in my soul.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, here's the problem. If the Coast Guard would pay him better, they might not have that problem.
Yeah, pretty much.
True.
That's the problem with having people be paid a relatively small sum of money and handle large quantities of illegal goods.
Yeah, pretty much.
Who could have seen this coming? I don't like this.
I think we'll do this one.
I don't like this.
You don't have to. You can just skip it.
I'm gonna crack open my cider.
God, I could actually go for some hot apple cider right now.
See now, while you are
fucking
technically correct, I could skip it.
He won't.
I am bound by oath to not do so.
There is no oath.
Like
He made it up
never
himself.
stopped you from just not doing shit.
It'd be like that.
That's fair enough. Anyway, so this is
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good. One thing I'm trying to forget about, and the other thing I know nothing about.
Yes, I know.
I mean, Yo-Yo Senki is great.
Yoko Senki fanfiction is not.
Yeah, that's the issue here.
The Yoko Senki has the problem of having a Rick and Morty fan base, in where like the show itself actually has a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
But the fan base think their IQ is about 40 points higher than it actually is. And they aren't even breaking triple digits.
Yeah. Squarely around room temperature. Naturally.
And so
anything else would be an overestimate.
there is a lot of Yoko Senki fanfics out there that are just like completely missing all of the Yoko Senki points. Like, they're just like, oh yeah, Tanya's just amazing and just like fucking steamrolls everyone, or she always wins and stuff like that. It's like, no, like, it's how she wins is important. It's how things happen that makes it the Yoko Senki formula.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the times, people seem to conveniently forget that half the reason she does what she do is because this is a world that's mostly Earth.
Yes. Hello, potatoes. Welcome back.
No doubt. He's here for once.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that too, and she does a whole bunch of praying to a god. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like,
sort of, kind of.
the fact that people, like, in fanfictions never cover the fact that it's involuntary and she forgets about it half the time.
Yeah. Until she actually needs it.
Yeah,
She actually gets boosts from it.
That's the thing, though. Is
No,
like,
no. I mean, forgetting the whole that she turns into a religious zealot temporarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she kind of blanks that out. But
True.
yeah. So two things that a lot of the fan fictions forget when it comes to that is A, that she actually has to say a prayer. B, the prayer isn't supposed to be cringy, which, I mean, honestly, the amount of people reading, yeah, I know. The amount of people reading YS that are religious that will be able to write a prayer out, very small.
Yeah.
What? I'm sorry, I just blanked out because this paragraph that I just read from this, what?
Oh, you just happened to glance at the story.
Yeah, I happened to glance at the story and it literally just derailed the entire train in my thoughts.
Understandable.
Okay.
We've all been there.
So anyway, yeah, the link Veil, a Ruby YS story. Tanya, both industrial district, which is for some reason capitalized, near Junior's Club, which is for some reason missing an apostrophe. Not. Yeah, but you know what makes your well, you know what makes your summary worse though, is when you put not good with summaries in your summary.
True.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
It's like you have a spread page for your business. Say you're a mechanic, right? And in your business description that people will see when they look you up on Google, it's much mechanic, very bad, not good mechanic, sorry. It's like, all right, well, I appreciate your honesty, but it would probably help you a bit more to not tell me off the bat that you're a bad mechanic. Just
yeah.
throwing that
Still
out
learning
there.
how to be a mechanic. Only blown up 3 cars this week.
Yeah. The story is
he an Irish
inspired
mechanic?
by, oh my god. If I had a firing line, it would have to be Lupine, Young Girls Delinquency Record, Political Record, and
James D. Fox.
James D. Fox, yeah.
And Cledwin. The Dino Fucker.
No, hold on. Look, they're pedophiles. They die anyway.
Yeah, but come on.
I'm talking like if
expedite the process.
If I could,
just a bit.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's one thing. This is the other thing. So I'm talking about like if I could just execute people for poisoning culture without pedophilia.
Fair enough.
It would definitely Lupine and fucking both of those YS stories definitely in there. Because Young Girls Delinquency Record isn't that good. I'm sorry. It's just not.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Political Record is also... It's okay. It's
readable, but...
But both of those stories, Delinquency and Political, have poisoned what little remains of the unpoisoned YS section of fanfiction. Because... everything is, well, I was inspired by reading these one of two fics. It's like, God fucking damn it.
I hope you're inspired by this pipe bomb I just sent you.
I know, right? This story is based off of Delinquency Record. I don't own Ruby or YS. So the other thing here is that Delinquency Record isn't YS.
What is that even based off of? I don't even know. What is Delinquency Record based off of?
So Delinquency Record is a YS story, but it's like, what if Tanya was arrested early on, and then like she served in penal legions or some shit?
No.
What was it?
So it's what if Tanya was arrested for war crimes, sent to the war crime trial in London, and then just fucked off. Went to America, became a delinquent. Started a fucking private security business. Committed a shit ton of financial crimes. Went to Africa. Did some shit in South America, I believe. I don't remember entirely, but yeah, it's all over the fucking place.
I knew she got arrested, but yeah.
Yeah, so essentially just think Yorosenki, but it's a 1920s gangster movie. Kinda.
Yeah, it's lost me, honestly. Yeah.
Now, here's what's sad. Well, first of all, I could just go watch Bakano, but second of all...
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Probably a way better experience.
Yeah, but second of all, like, that concept sounds super interesting.
Yeah. Like,
the problem is it suffers from fanfictionitis in that that concept in of itself could be cool, but the problem is that you're using Tanya to do it.
Yeah. Like, it has potential, it's just the author kneecaps that potential from the get-go by just not writing an original fucking story. Having to shoehorn in Tanya and all that shit.
Because the thing is that there's no reason for Tanya to be there. It's like when you're writing a story about ninjas in the Naruto-verse, you can't really make that an original story because it's dependent on both Naruto-verse mechanics and typically Naruto-verse characters. Because there's a really large cast of characters in Naruto-verse. But it's like... fucking YS. How many named characters are there in YS that aren't dead by the end of the war? 10?
I don't remember, but
8, 12.
Not a lot.
Yeah. So you don't really have a large cast, and if your story is taking place after this in a completely different fucking continent, where you basically the only character that carries over is Tanya, then there's no real, and like none of the mechanics are really dependent. Like Tanya uses some of the most bare bones, basic ass math magic that you can find in any modern fantasy sci-fi.
Pretty much.
Like there is nothing special about Tanya magic.
I mean, well, it's not unique, but there's not a lot of modern fantasy sci-fi stories that use guns as wands.
Oh, well,
other than that, though,
sure, certainly, but that's not that's a flavor.
It's not really a part of the magic. It's more of like, hey, World War I, but we need magic. Use the gun as a wand.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, there's a couple stories out there that I don't really remember the names of, but I've seen them before, where it's like, oh yeah, it's math magic, and we use like computers and shit to cast spells. And I've seen like
Tanya
one
too.
or two.
Yeah. Well, all of Nanoha.
Actually, Wizards at War.
Break and confirm.
Yeah, Wizards at War.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, so straight up, at one point in the, it was not even young adult. It was like pre-young adult books. But at one point in the story, one of the main characters accidentally a world.
Yes.
Into existence.
As you do.
Yeah, as you do, and because they really don't know how life works, they kind of were just like, oh yeah, what if all life was like computers on this planet? But because magic's kind of required to make a child's idea of what life is function, especially if they're silicon based. They all could use magic, and they were some of the best magic casters in the entire universe because they were also computers.
Yeah.
So they were able to calculate like near 100% efficiency spells.
Done.
So they accidentally Magic Cybertron.
Yes, basically. Yeah.
Oh boy.
They shoot the magic bullets? Yes, they can.
I wouldn't actually mind seeing that.
It was a very basic story. It actually, the other thing I really was fascinated by Wizards at War with was the author took the concept of Satan and kind of applied it to an across the species basis across the entire world, all the worlds, in the galaxy/universe. In that, at one point in time, every species is contacted by this power, and the power says, "I will give you strength and power in exchange for freedom." And every species has to figure out if they want to take the deal or not. And every species that does take the deal does actually become strong, but they become entirely enslaved, and their culture's erased and everything's erased about them, and they basically only serve as weapons for this Satan XP.
Fun.
It's actually really cool. Yeah. One of the books was focusing on a new species that gained sentience and had to make the choice. Also, that's the other thing, is that there was a universal requirement that no species was allowed to prevent another species from making the choice, because of the whole free will thing. And so this one book was specifically about how a insect species gained sentience, and they were given the choice, and everyone was actually scared shitless, because if the queen makes the choice, the entire species follows instead of that one individual. And so everyone was like, "Oh shit." It was actually a good series for, when I was in 4th grade.
I can see how that would be considered problematic.
I think the solution that the kids came up with was the best. They decided to nuke the species.
Based?
They're like, if we can't convince them to not turn, there's nothing in the rules that says we can't kill them all.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought they were specifically prevented from preventing other species from making that choice.
Yeah, but the thing is that the kids are kids, and so the author actually did a really good job on this, in that a lot of times there was rules, and the kids constantly ignored them because they're kids. And they either A, thought they knew better, or B, had hero complexes and thought they knew better. Because they're kids.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Also, they said if they took the deal, they'd nuke them.
Yeah.
Well, that they didn't stop them from making a choice. They just carried out a consequence of the choice.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not saying it was good, but it definitely didn't break any rules. Just broke a lot of ethics and morals.
I mean, fair.
Ethics? Never heard of it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised the Norwegian doesn't know what ethics are.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh, so you know what? Speaking of Swedes,
Bro.
Sweden is real stuff like
Racism? Racism? In this Discord? Bro.
Speaking of Swedes, no, seriously though. Speaking of Swedes, today I learned about IKEA and how their founder was literally part of the Nazi Party.
Yep.
Ah,
Sounds about right.
Do be
how
like
come
that.
no one's giving? How come no one is giving them shit?
I mean, Sweden.
I
I mean, the
know.
Nazis
It's
used
'cause
the
of the
railways and
meatballs.
shit.
It's
Yeah.
because the meatballs, isn't it?
It's probably because of the
kind of.
meatballs. Yeah, they put
Yeah,
drugs
but-
in them.
Neutrality.
But I learned this because recently a new news branch opened up in Britain, and
no.
IKEA decided to rescind their advertisements with the news branch because they, quote, don't share the same values as them. But the news branch is anti-socialist. And IKEA supports the National Socialist Party.
Curious, but all right.
I guess the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Indeed.
Oh god. So anyway, this story is dead as shit, and you know how I know it's dead with it only having updated last in April?
I would argue that's a pretty definitive clue.
I thought you were going to say it's dead. It was written by someone from Sweden.
No, it's dead because there's only 4,000 words for this entire story. They only got 2,000. They only got 2 chapters, so they're writing 2,000 word chapters. And let me tell you, if I was releasing Undead Scarab with Gray on 2,000 word chapters, we'd probably be on chapter like 100 by now and have an update rate of like 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
We would probably have 150 chapters at this point.
Yeah.
And people would fucking hate us.
Yeah, they wouldn't. It wouldn't be as good. Honestly, there's a lot of scenes in Undying Scarab that are just like I can't break this up, and it already is like 5,000 words long. So I'm just like, oh well, fuck, okay.
We're on like 10,000 on the one.
Yeah. Speaking of, right now is the current chapter that I'm editing. I've ended up doubling. Yeah, we're getting close to doubling its length from my edits. So
Of course you are.
Sneaky moment.
We started the process at 21 pages.
yeah,
Sneaky
We're now at
moment.
38.
we're now at 38, and I haven't
Yeah.
even gotten through the last 8 pages.
Sneaky has a weird habit of just helping people's word counts inflate. Still haven't figured out why.
Yeah.
We still
It's like
can't
it's
figure
like-
out where the words are coming from because there's like literally no superfluous descriptions. You know, there's no purple prose going on to pad the word count. It's just like I'm gonna type on this for a while. 9,000 words later. When the fuck did that happen?
Oh, I recall. I
I
still remember our writing sessions for Scorched Earth.
know. I'm
This will
just
take 700 words. Oh wait.
Max, we accidentally wrote a chapter.
Whoops.
Then we
It's a
wrote
shame
another
that you'll
one and
never write
stapled
another
them
one.
together.
So, but knowing that delinquent record ads them end up in America does explain a lot to me now. Because the first paragraph of this story does start off with, one moment Visha and I were enjoying some wine in our runaway vacation. When we went to sleep that night, we woke up in an alleyway that was well lit. Very well lit, more than any alleyway I have seen in New Jersey or New Amsterdam. You can see why I would be really confused as someone who has only ever read YS.
Yeah.
Why she's talking about New Jersey, I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's it's not great on their part.
Also, there
Yeah.
aren't well-lit alleys in New Jersey. I'm gonna say that right now.
No, that's the point the author is saying. Also, there isn't really alleyways in New Jersey either.
There's
Like-
only the void.
Well, no, because like in a lot of the city, and even in the cities, most of the gaps are not there, really.
There. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much the same here. Most of the gaps are filled.
Yeah, most of the gaps are filled these days. So
Need the space.
yeah.
Now, let's be clear. They're usually filled with people because there's a homelessness problem, but
In New Jersey?
it's an American city, Sneaky. There's a homelessness problem.
I never really saw that many homeless. Anyway, well, it looks like it's another uneventful night.
Wait, are you saying you don't throw your homeless people into the Great Sewer to become food for the great alligators that live there?
There's no alligators in New Jersey sewers. You need sewers first.
Sorry. I'm still used to New York sewers.
Indeed.
Jesus Christ. Listen, the homeless people don't end up in a New York sewer. That implies they ever get anywhere even close to that in the first place.
That's true. That's true. The rich just eat them. They kidnap them. Drag them into their homes.
Use them
Consume.
for blood rituals.
Yeah, you know. So
Now, see, the last one we can't confirm the last one, so
Yeah.
I'd like to make it clear here that we don't actually think that. It's just the belief of one guy who's not actually affiliated with the podcast. We just allow him on because we think his stupidity is entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you, Nose. You entertain us.
You're welcome.
Baton Pass. Truly the best Pokemon move.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So, I'm only going to start off here with the author doesn't know what punctuation is. Because
they never do. They really never do.
They really don't. Well, it looks like another uneventful night, comma, end quote. New paragraph, new dialogue. Someone else is talking. It's at least better than doing nothing other than standing around doing nothing. Yes. It's at least better than doing nothing other than standing around doing nothing.
Yes, of course.
But stand acting as guard job in club.
It's clearly Sneaky.
They're not
Sneaky.
actually.
It's clearly a JoJo crossover as well.
Of course,
Their
yes.
stands are acting in the club.
So they're not even actually guards. They're just actors hired to act like guards for the club.
Just discussing this out in the open as well.
Yes, I never said they were good actors.
True.
Also, this is not a quote you will ever hear a one guard say to another, because employers really hate it when you talk about what exactly you're doing, which is nothing on your guard job. B, rarely will you ever have two guards in the exact same spot. I'm sorry, that's a Hollywood thing. I hate to break this to you.
Yeah. Oh, but I will say, the guard going to investigate the weird noise, very common. Like, not just a Hollywood trope.
No, it's not. It is unfortunately, like, in our manuals, it's always in the manual. You have to investigate the weird noise. You have to call it in. And you also have to turn away from it. It also says that in our manuals. You have to turn away from the noise as you call it in.
Hang on
Sneaky's making the last part up, but, like, truly.
That one was oddly specific.
No,
Hollywood also has a bad habit of ignoring the call out they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have had moments in my career as a guard in various places where I would, like, walk to one end, turn, walk to the other end, turn, and then be like, oh, fucking shit, I just did, like, a goddamn nav path.
Am I an NPC?
I feel like such a fucking NPC right now, I swear to God.
That face when you realize halfway through fighting, just like fucking going through and fighting the urge to path yourself, that you're actually just pathing yourself.
Yes, indeed. Stop complaining. We don't get paid to complain about our orders. Actually, you do. It doesn't go anywhere, but you get paid.
Complaining is, in fact, a sacred right for the military.
Yeah, we're in security, which likes to think itself as military, so yeah.
It's technically a military job, if only because occasionally you do get a weapon. It doesn't matter what kind of weapon it is. If a flashlight can technically be a weapon.
I mean, yeah, but no. Anyway,
yes, but actually,
point being is this guy doesn't end his dialogue with periods.
What does he end them with?
Only commas. He only ends dialogue with a comma. I don't know why. Please, please don't be American. Please don't be American.
I find this far more infuriating
Oh,
I find that far more infuriating than the people who just don't use other punctuation when they're following it with like so and so asked or is this okay? Ask so and so. Like they, this is way worse.
God. Oh, this is so fucking cringe. Oh my god.
Why are you looking at more of their work?
Cause I wanted to see if they were American or not. But it's just
no.
another political record. Japan
Attack on Titan and Gate. What in the fuck?
Attack on Titan Gate. It's like, bro, what?
Overlord Yosenki. Oh no.
A Survey Corp in Remnant. Like what? Wait, hold on, more Tanya. Wait, hold on. What?
Wait, Tanya
when
and
things
the
were
crew.
getting tense, the
hang
base
up the
where
fuck.
Tanya and crew were hiding.
Hang up the fuck. You gotta check this.
Oh boy.
Why is this
That's,
a triple crossover?
Yes.
Oh no. Well, I mean, it's like
As you can
1K words a chapter.
Yeah, as you can see, they put a lot of thought into all of their stories because they only ever get around 2 to 3K words into their story before they drop it. That's how you know they put a lot of thought into all of them. Because they never get anywhere with any of them.
Yeah.
This is so fucking... Like, oh, what if Tanya was an SCP?
Probably be laughed at by the other SCPs.
Well, I mean, let's see how fucking bad it is, alright? So we got SCP-XXX, which I'm pretty sure they don't even... Yeah, no, they don't record SCPs. They record SCP by number, not by letter. And yes, I'm aware of Roman numerals, but they don't...
Yeah.
They don't...
No,
Either Roman numerals
that's
or
not a Roman.
censored.
I don't think that's a Roman numeral. I think
No, a Roman numeral would be 30 number. But I think it's just like a known number.
Yeah, I think that's what that's supposed to be like. You know, infinite possibility type horse shit.
Yeah.
But there's a literal
Either
fucking
or
censor bar,
not safe for
though.
work.
There's a literal censor bar, though. It's super easy to look up. Censor bar to Google, and you can get a fucking text censor bar. It's so easy. Yes, I'm aware. Saying something is easy and simple to do when I'm talking about a fan fiction author. Yes. I'm aware of the irony.
Amazing. He's learned, everyone.
The SCP fanfic looks like they wrote it for SCP and it got rejected.
Oh yeah, I was also going to mention, you're talking about fanfiction and also SCP. Current SCP.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Needs people to understand what simple is.
Yeah, I'm aware. Yeah, so anyway, let's see. Subordinates live in barracks. 4 meter by 4 meter by 5 meter high. What? A 4 meter barracks?
Sorry, what the fuck?
Okay, first of all, this person doesn't understand what a military barracks is because they don't have
clearly
rooms.
They have no fucking understanding what the military is, clearly.
They have no understanding of scale either, because if the room is 4 by 4 by 5, 5 meters high.
Yeah.
What in the actual fuck?
Okay, no, around 10 feet, 10, 12 feet, I believe, is the height of American buildings per floor.
The floor itself, yeah, but like I'm pretty sure that includes like the internals of the floor.
I mean, maybe
not just like from like what you stand on.
It includes a mess hall, weapons storage, and ammo depot.
In a 4 by 4 by 5 space? What in the dick fuck? Alright then.
German 13-year-old who is petite with blonde hair. Humanoid nature.
Did Comrade Laura write this file?
interviews known as the sociopathic traits. Ah, yes. Surely the traits worthy of being an SCP. Sociopathy.
She's
yes.
German. They shouldn't even be remarking on them. They should just say standard German traits.
Standard issue German traits.
Standard issue German traits. You know, hold on. I'm pretty sure if Germany figured out how to produce soldiers by factory, they would.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's been noted by officials that she uses anybody to get what she wants, but is very subtle about it. And everyone that talks to her has to pay close attention to know if they're being used. Really? Because I remember a lot of YS shit that happened where she didn't get anything that she wanted. Just, you know, throwing that out there. And yeah, I mean, yeah, she manipulated some people sometimes, but that was not really a defining trait of hers.
Yeah.
She's trouble. Despite being a little girl, she has trouble with empathy. Author?
Right.
Author, did we not just
Author?
10 sentences ago note specific traits?
Author?
It's kind of suspicious, author. Kind of sus.
Puts an extreme faith in numbers. No, she doesn't?
She puts extreme faith in the rules of society, I guess, if you want to say it like that.
I mean, if you're gonna have extreme faith in anything, it's, yeah, the rules, predictability of people,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
I mean, especially considering Tanya.
Yeah. She's shown to be a prodigy. She was able to answer college-level questions after getting annoyed at being forced to answer 5th grade level questions. Oh my god, shown to be a paragon. Yeah, wow.
Wow.
That's a reference. Another YS story. SCP's paragon is what every single officer should be according to SCP.
What?
That doesn't make any sense.
No, I didn't know. So, she has 48 subordinates. And that's it for all of being a subordinate. Blah blah blah. Nation similar to the Russians. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Post Tsarist. Best call. SCP XXX3 is known for being the best coffee, and despite being tested by the SCP Foundation, no anomalous properties were found that made it the best coffee. Just everyone considers it the best coffee. This is what my favorite part, though, is. So everyone's pretty much aware of standard SCP stuff, right?
Yeah.
All of SCP-XXX's subordinates have free will and must be accommodated like you would a human being.
No.
Yes, the SCP Foundation definitely would hold that opinion on anything. Especially when earlier they literally just said the main SCP always gets what she wants, so you have to be careful of her manipulations. And then later on, it's like, yeah, anything that her subordinates ask for, it's fine to give it to them.
I would like
No wonder
to point
she's
out...
getting everything she asks for. She just doesn't has the subordinates do it.
I would like to point
Genius.
out that this is the same program that has taken people who have been even mildly exposed to these things and been like, okay, you either work for us or we kill you.
Indeed. The illusion of free choice.
Like, there is only one, Technically 3. Yeah, I guess Dr. Bright is his own SCP now. Yeah, so technically 3. There's only 3 SCPs that people treat like a human. One is Dr. Bright, one is literally God, and the third is an SCP that, if they're not treated like a normal human, goes on a genociding spree.
Oh.
A based SCP.
So
Although
it's
there are some that weirdly they try to treat kindly, like the paper and ink girl who they accidentally sent into a depressive spiral because they let her find out that she's 2D in a 3D world.
Yes, that one.
That-
Which, I mean,
That's not enough.
it's fair enough. I mean, she
The
wasn't
pain
really
of being anime.
yeah, she wasn't super harmful. It was just an issue of like, oh yeah, oops, we just accidentally gave this person hyper depression.
Whoops. Hate it when that happens.
Whoop. I mean,
we may have given you a slight case of serious trauma.
yeah. I mean, now, technically speaking, you could say they treat Kane like a human. Technically, they basically just point him like a warhead towards things they want dead.
Yes.
But they don't really use him
I guess
too often.
there's some of the other ones that they're like nice to.
Yeah, but it's like they're all non-humans. So, well, I guess the doctor. I guess they treat the doctor like a human. Oh yeah, the SCP who makes people happy and cures issues. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. But there's like literally 2,000 SCPs now or something. So we got a sample size of 2,000, and we found about 7.
Yeah, pretty much.
I join in the beginning of this fic makes me cringe. Yeah, boy.
That's what this
That's
is all
what
about.
happens.
That's what we've been waiting for. I'll drink to that.
That's what this community is all about. Oh, yeah, Sneaky.
Hold on. Are you saying Discord is a community?
God damn it, you watched that J-Reg with too. You motherfucker.
Of course
Yeah.
I did.
By the way, 12 minutes until the shark scene.
Oh, I know, it's unarchived, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, you know, I'll send you the link to the archive afterwards
Yeah,
through
that'd be
the
great.
usual channels.
Indeed. Yoko Sankey fic? Yeah.
The usual channels makes it sound very suspicious, but in
Definitely
reality,
not
I think
suspicious.
It's just piracy, you know. Yar hard.
Just a simple piracy.
Ahoy.
I did like that with their most recent watch along she had for Sharknado. That was hilarious, but which was fucking great, by the way.
I may
shit.
have to ask for my
Actually-
own Yarhar copy of that.
Yeah, I'll send it on over. It was
yeah,
gold.
Could you shoot
I'll
that
got you
over as
covered.
well? Because that movie's fucking hilarious to watch.
Yeah, give me
Her
a
reactions were the best.
I mean, to be fair, any rational person that watches that movie has similar reactions.
Okay, but she was rooting for the sharks.
Well, yeah.
There we go, boys.
But
Excellent.
You're welcome.
Also,
Listen,
let's be
the
real
human
here.
characters in that movie make it really easy to root for the sharks.
Yeah.
yes, she started the stream off by going, so I'm sure all of you have acquired this movie through the legal channels, and all of chat just goes, ahoy, Captain! She's like, yep, that's about what I expected.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, let's be real here. What legal channels can you actually use to watch that movie these days?
YouTube and Amazon.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Very, very simply accessed, easily
all-
obtained
yeah.
legal channels.
In which
all
case,
three
ahoy.
movies are on Amazon Prime, in fact.
All 3.
So-
I hate to break this to you, Max. There's 6.
Oh wait, there's
Yeah, there's way more than 3.
wait. I was like, wait, that's right. There's 4. When did they add 5 and 6?
They did the 5th one. I only know this because I was sailing the high seas and I typed in Sharknado and they're like, well, do you want Sharknado 1? Do you want Sharknado 2? There's more of them. Sharknado 3, 3 times the threat. Sharknado 4, we're back again. Sharknado 5, how many more will we make? Or Sharknado 6, the last one we promise.
You know what? Asylum Films did that one, right?
Yes, Asylum did all
You know
of
what
them, yes.
You know what I love about Asylum?
They give no shits.
They know what they are and they embrace it.
All of Asylum films are some degree of great because they know exactly what they're doing.
I know exactly what I'm doing, and I'm gonna torture you with it.
Like Transmorphing Morphers or whatever the fuck that one was called, or
Transmorphers was
oh
so
god! So
fucking
listen, I had a
stupid.
friend back in college. I had a friend who introduced us all to that.
I need to watch
God.
that again. It's been a minute.
The weird thing is, some of them are good.
yes,
like,
I know.
Truly good. Especially when compared to the source material.
What was the other one? The Battle for of LA?
Yeah.
I don't think I saw that one. I think they did Atlantic Rim as well.
Yes.
Yeah, they did Atlantic Rim. By the way,
the designs for Atlantic Rim.
It's pretty epic.
I would like to point out that before Sharknado happened, they had been making money on every single one of their films. They were net positive on every single film.
Yeah, well, part of that might have been because the Sci-Fi Channel kept going back to them like, hey, you guys make really fun, stupid movies. Make another sci-fi original.
Oh god, sci-fi originals. Oh my god.
Like,
all right, sci-fi. It's 2006 sci-fi. What's on today? Mega Shark versus Giga Octopus.
It was either that, reruns of Battlestar, or Stargate, or I will convince you the aliens are real and speaking to me about the financial markets.
Yeah, Ancient Aliens was his theory, but yeah.
And they say bye, Jamie.
Oh my god. It was the funniest fucking shit. No matter when, like the sci-fi originals were so bad for so long. Oh, what's this one? Oh, it's Giga Croc versus Mega Snake 7. Why?
Yeah.
Man. So they also had their Shark Week originals. There's 5-headed Shark Attack, in which it's a 4-headed shark, and then halfway through the movie, the tail evolves into its own head.
Oh my god.
So that they meet the title. And then they had a sequel called 6-Headed Shark Attack, in which the lead actor put a lot of fucking real effort into his role. I'm like, this is some really good acting for an Asylum film, guys.
Oh my god.
Why is this man here? Not somewhere else.
Because they probably...
This man doesn't deserve this.
They have the exact same cast on like a 20-year contract or something, because they're just like, it's the same people in every single movie.
Or alternately, they're people who know exactly what their acting talents are worth and are comfortable making just enough money.
That's fair. Yeah, that's also fair.
Yeah.
I do remember Air Collision with Airplane Jesus.
What?
So basically, they were doing a airplane parody, and at one point, two planes crash into each other and then keep flying.
Yes.
But because of the hole, one plane ripped in the other, a bunch of passengers like eject out of their seat through the hole. But one of them was like hippie Jesus, and in one scene he's flying out of the hole, but in the next scene that happens, he's back in his seat. So
sounds about right.
So Spencer and I were calling him Airplane Jesus.
I see. Now, do you think it's because he was actually Jesus, or they just couldn't afford another extra?
Yes.
Indeed.
It's an Asylum film. It could go either way.
Yeah.
That's why I asked.
Oh god. Anyway,
it's
so
always great finding those low budget movies that are actually good. There's I found a comedy horror
Oh no.
that I was like, all right, let's take a look at these. It was actually really good. It's called Moose the Movie.
Okay.
It's just surprisingly really good because it knows a lot of horror tropes and
Yeah,
plays off them for its comedy.
Or the parody is Snake on a Train. Snake.
Oh, have you seen Ants on a Plane? I have.
Yes.
Again, some really high quality acting in this ripoff.
Oh shit! Here's another one that's gonna make people that have seen it old. Anaconda.
Oh God.
That's been a while.
I have not.
That's been a
Therefore,
long
I am young.
time.
It's been a long time.
That's a chorus now.
Fucking Anaconda, goddamn. Bruh, Pedro, I don't think you understand. I watched Anaconda as a 5-year-old. Like, yeah, it's a classic now. Yeah, because it's older than you.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was 2013 or 2014. Might have been earlier than that. Piranaconda.
Oh, Piranaconda, yes,
What
yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah.
They paid someone
They
to
kept
make a
going.
theme song for Piranaconda. It has a fucking theme song.
Oh my god, what was this? There was another one. There was this really weird one that they slipped in way back in the day, where the guy had a problem or something. This guy had like a medical issue, and he goes in and they inject him with this really ridiculously big syringe coated in a color like green or something, and they were like, yeah, this will heal you. And he was a medical test or whatever, and like it started turning him into a snake.
What the fuck?
Like his like arms and legs were shrinking, and like his skin was peeling off, and it was the big shit.
Sure does sound like it.
Cool.
I just remember as like a fucking 10-year-old just being like morbidly fascinated with this movie, because I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, see, movies like that are kind of what impacted us on
Yeah.
a lot of our opinions on medical technology today. 'Cause we see
Anaconda
too much
3,
of shit
yeah.
like that.
Also,
Yeah.
that too. But Anaconda 3, yeah, the xenomorph Anaconda, that was wild shit. Wait. Really? Is that the movie I'm thinking?
It might be.
No way! Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes, Python, of course.
Oh, yeah, Python. The Offspring.
Has Sneaky had his mind blown?
Yeah. Mine is long gone.
Oh, my mind is long gone, yes. Alright. I'm gonna need you to stop
the
being
deadliest
garbage.
predators.
Okay, yeah. Here we go.
Evolution ever created. The Anaconda.
It was a typical anaconda. It certainly isn't typical now.
We need backup ASAP.
She's about to give birth.
In about
I don't want to
12
look at
hours,
this.
This entire country's gonna be overrun with baby snakes.
Wait, was that fucking...
We gotta kill the Anaconda now before it overruns the country.
Once you see this thing, you
What's up
unload
the car?
everything you can until it stops moving, and you shoot only
Just
for the
exploded
head.
those cars.
David Hasselhoff, Crystal Allen, Anaconda 3, Offspring. On DVD
Holy
October
shit.
21st.
Oh, DVD Octo. Whoa. Wow, that was straight.
That
That was. Oh, man.
No, I saw that on TV, so that wasn't. I mean, yeah, obviously it never made it to theaters, but.
Perhaps God does possess some mercy.
King Cobra? Like, dude, I'm sorry, but like I've probably seen all of these fucking movies, okay? Experimenting with snake venom as a means of controlling violent tendencies in humans. Snake venom to control violent humans, okay. Things go wrong when a giant genetically engineered hybrid of a king cobra and a diamondback rattlesnake escapes from the lab into the town. Snake-bitten bodies start turning up everywhere, and the mayor of the town, Ed Biddy, wants things hushed up to protect the town's upcoming microbrewery festival.
Oh, Lord.
Expert reptile wrangler Nick Hashimoto is hired to bring the snake in before it gets out of control.
Amazing. Alright, Shark Time.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Direct the DVD. Better than the CG-addled Python that follows. Oh god, Python, yeah. Oh Christ, yeah, this brings back the memories of made for TV. God damn. That was a cursed phrase.
Yeah.
Boa. I remember Boa versus Python, yeah. Yeah, and Boa, yeah. I remember all of these. I fucking watched all of these. I don't think you understand how much free time and access to TV I had as a kid.
Too much.
Which is to say, TV
It's
might
not
be...
like he had parents watching over him.
I pretty much only had the TV too, so... I watched anything and everything.
Sneaky was raised by the TV, which explains a lot about his morals and attitude and ability to interact with people. And
hold on, I gotta find this out. Oh god, I swear to God, this is gonna ruin my Google search history. But I have to find this out now.
Oh boy.
oh boy,
Alright,
what's
Sneaky,
coming up,
what are you
boys?
What are you trying to find out?
Pain.
Man,
Never-ending pain.
sci-fi original man turns into snake. Like I said, this is gonna ruin. Yes, yes, that one. I knew that would work.
Which one?
Oh, Lord.
No, hold
Wait,
on a minute. This is
That's 1973.
Yeah.
I don't think that was sci-fi original. I think you just stumbled onto one of their themed movie days.
You'll never be the same. Don't say it. Hiss it.
Yeah, snakes hiss it.
Don't say it. Hiss it. Don't say it. Hiss it.
Oh yeah, Mike isn't thinking about a single fucking piece.
What the hell are you doing here?
What do you mean it's not picking up anything?
You literally went far away.
I feel like my guts
I'm
are being
sorry.
rearranged.
Touch your skin.
No, don't be.
It's skin.
It's a good thing. I'm just
Look
saying.
for your legs. They're gone.
I couldn't
Feel
hear
your
you.
body. It's cool.
God, this
And
fucking
listen
yes, this
for
is
the
the
hissing.
movie. Yeah.
That's cursed.
Your face. What about it? It looks different.
If he doesn't want to see you,
You're hiding something from me. I know it.
King Cobra versus Mongoose, or is it man versus man? The most unusual horror film ever made. See it.
Yeah, the most unusual horror ever made. Yeah, it fucking was.
Was that?
And the guy turns into a fucking giant.
Someone in there looks suspiciously like Gene Hackman. I gotta be honest.
Hell yeah, let's go. Nugura emote.
Oh, thank God he wasn't there. Oh.
Yeah, no Gene Hackman.
I mean, that's a good thing, but
Maybe he asked to be uncredited. That happens.
Yeah, it's true.
please take me off the guys. I just made Willy Wonka. Please take me off this list.
Has secretly brewed up a serum that can transform any man into a king cobra, and he plans to use it on David.
See, here's the thing. I think it would have been way cooler if they're like,
my
oh
God.
crap, we can't fight this king cobra. We need to turn a man into a mongoose.
Yeah.
Turn a man into a mongoose. Among Us.
Like I said, this absolutely has shaped. This is so the Sci-Fi channel, Sci-Fi, Cartoon Network, and Nickelodeon have definitely shaped our generation. Because a lot of the shit I'm going back and looking in on the old cartoons and the old movies on like Sci-Fi and whatnot, I'm looking at these and I'm just like, wow, this is pretty much the DeviantArt front page of fetish.
Yeah. I was gonna say like, wow, that lost the one the S movie.
Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of some things I've seen in dark corners.
I've seen things, man. Things I want to unsee.
There's not enough eye bleach in the world to save us.
And Cartoon Network betrayed what it stood for? Yeah, it did. Yeah. And Nicktoon died? Yeah. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I mean, it didn't help that a lot of the animators at Nick turned out to be pedophiles.
Who could have seen this coming?
So, that was a little bit weird. You know, if I had a nickel for every time a cartoon animator turned out to be a pedophile, I would have like 5 nickels. I mean, it's not a lot of nickels, but it's weird that it happened 5 times.
It's weird that I made 25 cents off this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the reason why they had to shut down Goo Splat whatever. What the fuck was that?
The slime thing?
Yeah, the little mini show they held in between their cartoons on Nick.
Yeah. Wait, was that shut? Oh no.
That was shut down because the host turned out to be a pedo who was getting young girls covered in slime because he got off to it.
I want to stand here and be like, wow, I'm so shocked at this, but I just...
It's like looking back on it, you're like, oh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Pain.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, there was quite a number of shows that got mysteriously cut or shut down due to certain problems, legal problems. Yeah. But
and yet there are certain other shows that just kept going.
Yeah. Yep. Like regular show That went on for way too long. Adventure Time.
Like, there are
went on
so
way
many
too long.
shows that it's just a damn shame that they got discontinued. Like why things like My Life as a Teenage Robot should have kept going.
Yeah, I don't know why they canceled that one. That was solid.
Yeah.
I'm probably just spite you guys.
And the show with the goo. What game show is that one? Yeah, it was the game show one where like, it was two teams. They had to do like obstacle courses, and they did like a Nickelodeon version of Family Feud. And then the losers got coated in the goo. Yeah.
And sometimes the winners got coated in the goo, which at first I just thought, oh, right, they're just having a little bit of fun. Even if it's a little bit arbitrary, and then you find out, oh, the guy was just like, getting to that, and I was like, can I unlearn this knowledge?
Yeah. Invader Zim, yeah, definitely could have gone on. Teenage Robot could have gone on. Courage the Cowardly Dog should have definitely gone on. No, I think Courage, that was Cartoon Network. I don't think that was Nick.
That was Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Actually, there was one show Cartoon Network had that I remember it being pretty good, but it wasn't very popular. It was Flapjack.
Oh, Flapjack. Yeah, that was, my
That
father...
had a lot of clever humor to it.
Yeah, my father didn't really like it, but I was like, I was on the fence because I didn't really like the whole... I was starting to get to the age where the whole annoying, dumb main character trope was starting to really kind of grate on me, but they had a lot of really good jokes hidden in the story.
Yeah, and the characters around Flapjack were also pretty fun.
Yeah.
Captain was pretty fun. It's pretty cool.
Captain was spicy. Captain would not make it in current day and age.
No.
No, but some of his memes, some of his gifs have been converted to memes that still pop up from time to time.
Oh, I know, absolutely. It was.
You have a lot of nerve to be alive immediately comes to.
You have a lot of nerve to be alive, yeah.
Meanwhile, if that hit everything, it's like, oh no.
Other good shows. Not honestly, I didn't have too many fond memories of Nick. That was mostly because all of the shows I enjoyed as a kid came on when I came home after school, which was around 4 o'clock, which was Cartoon Network's prime time.
Yeah, Ned's Classified. One of Nick's
oh yeah,
action.
Ned's. That was actually good.
Well, that was one of the ones where it's like, we're leaving middle school. It's like, so you're gonna do a high school version of this, right? Nope. Just dropped entirely. It's like, but that at the time, it's a shame.
Yeah.
At the age of currently, I'm like, you know what? That was probably the smart thing to do.
It was a smart thing to do, yeah. Yeah, it was a smart thing to do. I mean, they came up with iCarly to follow up with that, and
iCarly was hit or miss.
It was okay. It had some decent humor in it occasionally.
Well, it was also popular enough that Paramount grabbed the rights and are doing a follow-up series to it.
Yeah, I don't.
But also,
not really
the dude who plays Spencer
has not aged. He has not.
He's like Keanu Reeves. Like,
oh my god, he has not aged.
These men have discovered some sort of secret that they're not sharing with the rest of the world.
They're sacrificing children, probably. Danny Phantom. Yeah, if only Jim Butcher. Was it Jim Butcher? No, Tim Burton? No, fucking Christ.
It was Jim Butcher.
Jim Butcher?
Or no, that's the author.
Yeah.
Shit.
Trying to pull names out of my fucking head. Dan?
Butch Harmon.
Dan Harmon, there we go.
No, I thought it was Butch Harmon, wasn't it?
Butch Harmon? Yeah, it was Butch Harmon, there we go.
Say, Dan Harmon's an author.
Yeah. Just sitting here just like, oh wait, hold on. Author, animator, author.
I'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah, Butch Hartman. Yes, there we go. Got it. Nailed it. First try. Yeah, unfortunately, he
Definitely.
turned out to be a bit scummy. As for the ending
What
of
did
Danny,
he do?
So recently he tried to so basically his shows got more not totally canceled. Like he had a whole season of warning that his shows were not going to be renewed, and so he was told like, hey, whatever you got going on right now, use this season to wrap it up. And so he did this whole thing where he sort of semi-forced them to make a movie out of the last episode and of Danny Phantom. And then for every couple of years he tried to get people to push Nickelodeon to pick up Danny Phantom. And then recently he started stealing people's art and retracing it when people would ask for commissions from him.
Oh, that's not cool, man.
Yeah, that one was found, and it's one of the ones you look at like, I'm kind of surprised this took as long as it did.
It's not just one, it's all of them. All of the commissions he's done.
Yep.
Yeah. Butch Hartman, yeah. So it's kind of unfortunate. He was a decent guy with a decent sense of humor, but he really liked portraying himself as the victim, especially when it came to Nickelodeon and why his shows weren't picked up again, or why he was removed from roles in the other shows that he wasn't directly leading. When in reality it was a lot of shit was going on in the background, and Butch was pushing in directions that no one else wanted to go in. And so the company made a company decision to not spend money on him anymore because he was no longer doing things in the company's interest, which as a company they have the right to do that.
That thing you're doing is probably going to lose us a lot of money. I don't care. I'm going to do it and you're going to like it.
And then he never really let it go, and he kept trying to get Danny Phantom picked back up again, and there was some, if you look up Butch Hartman controversies, you'll find a lot of shit when it comes to Danny Phantom and his attempts to get it revived.
I mean, it's nice to know that he was just an asshole, and it's not was found touching children.
Yeah, okay, yeah, he's not a pedo. He was just an asshole who made a lot of bad decisions and wouldn't let things go.
But that's super refreshing.
Yeah, finally, right? Ed and Eddie
I
actually had a
can
good
go
ending.
back and enjoy all of Butch Hartman's art and not be
yeah.
Oh yeah, but this is this thing where he touched children.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah, Ed and Eddie actually had a good ending, in my opinion. If you guys ever watched that. Chalk Zone, that was another good one, yeah. Chalk Zone was a little bit spicy, though. Chalk Zone is a little bit spicy.
How did Ed, and Eddie end? I forget. It's been so long.
So basically, ultimately, in the end, Ed and Eddie realized that either it was summer was over, or that, something was going on that basically made them pull out all the stops for one last big heist, because they all realized that all of their heists throughout the weeks and months and years, they weren't going to be able to keep doing them. They were reaching an age where they wouldn't be able to keep doing it all. And so they're like, okay, so we're going to go out with a bang. And so they try to pull off this big heist. And obviously, of course, in the style of Ed and Eddie, it backfires on them.
Of course.
And in the final episode, Eddie's brother shows up. The one that he's always talking about how awesome he is, and how he's he's professor, scientist, doctor who's on the moon curing cancer, etc., etc. The big older brother trope. Yeah. It turns out he's actually a deadbeat who's living in a trailer park in debt.
Which explains a bunch about Eddie.
Yeah. And right at the end is actually really sweet, because Ed has the entire cul-de-sac chasing after him now, because his heist really backfired this time, and everyone is pissed. And so he runs to his brother for help, and the mob follows him, and then they get to the door where he runs into the trailer, and then the brother proceeds to kick the shit out of Eddie. And I don't mean like in a brotherly way, like just straight up, just like literally kick the shit out of, like probably hospital visit afterwards, kick the shit out of. And everyone's like, oh, this explains a lot about Eddie. And they all proceed to kick the shit out of him. And then they basically, like, they tell Eddie that
the brother.
Yeah, they kick the shit out of the brother.
Okay.
And then
listen, I wouldn't have put it past the show to be like, people
Yeah.
are terrible and they just dogpiled on Ed.
No, they come to Eddie's rescue, and they're like, Eddie, you've pulled a lot of shit on us over the years, but in the end, you've always had our backs on everything, and we're your friends, basically. Like, despite everything you've done, we're still here for you. And so he basically, that's what the show ends with, is that Eddie learns to move on from his delusions and his trickery, to realize that everyone around him was in fact his friend the whole time.
Damn. Do we get any resolution with the other Ed's families?
Not really, no. The neurotic Ed's family is neurotic and rich. And Big Ed never really got a resolution either. Yeah, it was in the ending a big movie. Yeah, it was a big movie. It was actually honestly really good. I personally really appreciated that as an ending to the series, all things considered, because at that time there was a lot of shows on Cartoon Network that weren't getting good endings. They were all either being canceled or not renewed, or they're just like decided like it's been running on too long. We're gonna put some new stuff in here. It's really depressing. If you guys ever seen the comparison photo,
Of what?
The 2004 2014 photo of because you know how in Cartoon Network they had all of the characters of Cartoon Network file into the movie theater to sit down in between shows.
Oh yeah.
And in the 2004 version, like the movie theater was overpacked and everyone was pushing and shoving each other trying to squeeze in. And then they did the same thing as like a 10-year anniversary, and it was like the Band of Brothers moment with the church, where there was so many empty seats, and it was just like, oh, fucking Christ.
Did they know what they were doing when they did it?
I'm pretty sure at least one person knew, but I'm also 90% sure that when it was proposed, it was not proposed as a that. They were looking at it like hey, it's a 10 years anniversary. Remember this thing we did 10 years ago? We should like do that again. It's like a callback. I'm pretty sure 100% or nearly that's why they did it, not really thinking the comparisons that would draw. Yeah, no, that was an absolute Band of Brothers moment. That was just like oh Jesus Christ.
Good job, boys.
Yeah, right. So anyway, yeah, this story is garbage. That's honestly why we've spent so long not talking about it, because it's honestly just garbage. There's nothing going on here. They're in an alleyway, and the guards are like, hey, what are you doing on private property in this alleyway that we don't own?
By definition of the alleyway, you can't own it.
Yeah, Johnny Bravo had no ending. It just, they stopped making them.
Well,
yeah.
Johnny Bravo didn't really need an ending.
Johnny Bravo's ending is secretly Samurai Jack.
Yeah. Johnny Bravo could have gotten an ending that was at least like Actually, no. There was...
Possibly one where he learns to stop being a jackass.
Yeah, I guess. But there was really no ending to Johnny Bravo that wouldn't be depressing as shit.
Boy, ain't that the truth.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, any ending to Johnny Bravo would almost 100% be a very big oof moment. Dexter's Lab got an ending. It did.
What the hell was that? I don't remember that one at all.
It was a very low key ending where I think he just shut down his laboratory and he was like, "All right, well."
Oh yeah, that's right. He just walked out and shut it all down. Like, I'll be back later.
Yeah, he was like, maybe I'll come back someday. Because like, why would it be a bad thing? My memory of Johnny is non-existent because Johnny was a womanizing asshole who was super self-assured, and he was basically Chad. He was Chad before Chad was a meme. And the problem is that Johnny also lived with his mom. And the only way a show like Johnny Bravo would end would be if Johnny had to mature somehow. Which, well, there's not many ways to do that in a single episode without certain things occurring. Like I said, not a great ending for Johnny. But yeah, no, Dexter was straight up just like, wow, I've gone through a lot of adventures, a lot of crazy shit happened, but, you know, maybe it's time for me to put it all behind me, and he just turns off his lab and walks away. Because I believe that one was a your ratings aren't as high sort of situation. And so they're like, you know, maybe if people want it to come back, we'll make another one, which is why they were like, oh, you know, maybe I'll come back to this in the future sort of scenario. That's why they lifted off on that end. But I think that was just a... the Dexter never really was going to have an ending either. Because there wasn't much to...
Yeah, like...
There was no end to that formula. There was no tying the knot for that one. It was literally the only way Dexter could have ended is if Dexter one day just said, all right, I'm going to stop my mad experiments. Because all of Dexter's...
Maybe I'll just go get...
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just go get a college degree.
Now.
Yeah. Literally all of Dexter's problems came from Dexter doing something. Did the Thornberrys have an ending? Yeah, she gave up her voice to save people. Yeah, the Thornberrys actually had two endings. They had one ending where they non-canonized it because it was a Rugrats crossover. Where she gave up her powers to save her family. And I believe they recanonized that as an ending with the third or fourth season. I forgot how many seasons that went on for. But they did end up having her give up her powers again to save people. That was another interesting show. That wasn't like weird in terms of the humor. I mean, yeah, okay, Nigel was a little bit weird, yes. But I mean, like, it wasn't Ren and Stimpy levels of weird. It wasn't, you know, Totally Spies level of fetish going on. It was just a very calm show, to be honest. The Wild Thornberrys. Comparatively.
Becoming an adult ruined the ability to watch Totally Spies.
Yep. Oh, God. Totally Spies.
Yep.
That was... yeah. Totally Spies is definitely up there in terms of the Japanese anime trope of people who shouldn't have those bodies being the ages that they are.
Oh, weren't they all like
they're
juniors?
College. I think they're all college girls.
Well, I thought they were high school girls.
I don't actually know.
They had a sequel series? Wait, which one? Totally Spies?
There was definitely one where they went to college.
I think that was the sequel.
Yeah, like I'm saying, there's definitely a part where they were in college.
Sam
but
was 16.
Yeah, they were 16. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, the anime trope of having a body your age definitely shouldn't be giving you. Fucking JoJo. Yeah, this hyper buff 7 foot tall dude. Yeah, he's 14. Fuck off, JoJo.
He pulled a machine gun from nowhere, by the way.
Also,
I still need to show. That's the one scene I want to show Sneaky from JoJo. Is just Jonathan's introduction.
I've probably seen it. That just reminded me of what Gura said with her Sharknado again. She made sure to mention to everyone that she knows how to tie a cherry with her tongue.
Okay.
Gura?
It's a sex reference, Max.
Yeah, I know what it is, Sneaky.
No fucking shit, Sneaky.
Okay. Fuck off. You're like, okay.
No, I'm like, Gura.
I know
Probably
you
shouldn't be saying that.
Gura. No, don't worry. Chat gave her the look. And then she put us in the shrimp jar.
Sure, you can't put us in the shrimp jar when you say it.
The goom jar. God, she knows exactly what she's doing. And she gets away with it. She keeps fucking getting away with it. Totally Spies had more fetishes than that one fetish-pecked hentai? Yeah, it did.
I'm sorry, then the one what?
Than a fetish-packed hentai.
Oh, I thought they mentioned
Not
a
one specific one, no, just
thing. I was like,
in general. Martin Mystery was another one of those that was like, looking back on it, I'm like, this is just the male Totally Spies, but same amount of fetishes.
Marvin Mystery?
Yes.
Yeah.
Marvin Mystery, yeah.
Was it?
I don't remember
it was Marvin.
that.
It was the tale of a dude
A lot of
bro.
people don't.
Yeah, no, a lot of people don't. Tale of a dude bro in college with his super smart sister who also got into college. He got into college because of sports. She got in because of academics. And there's secretly supernatural busters. So basically think Totally Spies, but with a Ben 10 twist.
Yep. Also, it was Martin. Marvin was a rival, apparently.
Right, yes.
Yep.
Martin Mystery. Yeah.
Okay. It's like Johnny Test met Totally Spies in a way because Martin looked like a grown-up
Johnny
anime
Test
style
got
Johnny
super
Test.
Shit,
weird.
you're right. Do you think that's what they based Johnny Test off of?
No, I think you're thinking too far into it.
I was like, Sneaky might have.
Listen, I remember like
That's right.
the only
I
thing
forgot.
I remember about Johnny Test was the episode where where the sisters were like, "We're gonna make Johnny a hot girl."
Oh yeah,
Why do you remember that episode specifically?
Well, hold on. They put that they put that in the intro. Fuck off.
Yeah. First of all, that was in the intro. Second of all, like it was the weirdest thing in the show. Like,
no, it was not.
That was definitely not the weirdest thing in that show.
Not.
It's the weirdest thing I'm willing to remember about the show.
Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that.
that one's fair, yeah.
Yeah, I
so
completely forgot. He ran around with a little alien.
Yes.
And an unfrozen caveman.
Yes, yes. His companions were his sister, an alien, and a fucking caveman. Yeah, there was a lot of shit that I remember from Martin Mystery that I'm like looking back on. I'm like, oh wow, that's
There was a watch involved. I don't remember what it did though.
I believe
it was a catch-all, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like a catch-all gadget.
Yeah, it was literally called the MacGuffin, I believe. Like,
you know
that's one way to brand your story.
It ran for 3 seasons.
Did it really?
Apparently. Oh, that's right. It was called the You Watch.
Yes, because you watch it.
Was there another series done by the same people? I don't remember.
That might have been. The big guy was a caveman. No, he was a fucking caveman. He was. I remember the episode where they got him. He was straight up fucking caveman.
No, he was a big old caveman.
I recall there being like some fucking space show.
Dumb show. I
Right.
loved it.
Right. His name was Java. I
Yes.
forgot they named him that.
Yeah.
What was such a dumb show?
Martin Mystery.
Oh God.
Thank you so much, France, for your unending weirdness.
What? Code Lyoko?
France gave us Totally Spies and
Yeah,
Martin
France gave
Mystery.
us Totally Spies, my dude.
No, wait, or was it Canada that gave us Martin Mystery and Totally Spies?
Canada also can be considered French, but you know, whatever.
No,
yeah,
no.
that can be considered a fucking mistake.
Hold on. Code Lyoko also came from France, and now that I'm looking back on it, Code Lyoko had a lot of fucking fetishes in it too.
Wait,
I mean,
hold on.
they're
What the
French. What do you expect?
I don't know if I want you to explain, but explain.
What do you mean?
Like, okay, like a computer girl maybe, but like, I'm hesitant to ask you to
Body
explain anything
swapping, possession, mind control,
Why?
mind break.
Okay, but Sneaky, those aren't okay. The last one, yes, but like body swapping, mind control, like those are like normal plots.
How is body swapping fetish?
Oh no, that's a fetish, my man.
Deviant Art says differently. Hair knows.
Deviant Art and a lot of other
We
places.
don't talk about that. All right.
Oh, Mega
I think we're talking
XLR.
about that.
That was a fucking weird ass show.
Megas XLR was great and should have been continued.
That was such an American
Okay, Sneaky, if we're going there,
big
Ben
missile
10
button.
had a
What do we
bunch
do?
of fetish shit.
I mean, yes, not as much. Nowhere near as much as Code Lyoko, Totally Spies, or Martin Mystery.
I'm not saying it had as much, but it sure had its fair share.
Yes.
Quick, we used all the giant missiles with this button. What do we do? I don't know. Press the bigger red button.
Press the bigger red button to reload and fire the guns.
My first experience, I will never forget this episode for it, was when he's like, alright, I'm gonna pull out all the buttons. And buttons just start popping out of everywhere. There's game controllers everywhere. And he just cracks his fingers
Megas
and
XLR.
starts to mash for his life.
Megas XLR is literally just what if Americans did an anime? That's what it is.
Fucking glorious.
And it's great because it's just like, all right, we're gonna mash buttons, we're gonna shoot big ass guns. The main character is a fat dude who is working on a truck.
He also uses a fighting game sense of driving his vehicle.
Yeah.
He also really loves cheeseburgers.
How are we gonna beat this boss? I'm gonna fucking button mash. Let's go.
I loved it. It was such a dumb show, and I loved it.
Well, and one of the best parts of it was the leading joke of like, hey, how much for the giant robot? $10.
Wait, hold on. Does anyone know if Yojo Senki can be telepathic? I don't remember telepathic magic going on here.
No, there's no fucking telepathy.
Yeah, well, they have telepathy now.
Telepathy.
Yo, Arn.
Who cares?
Gray, Arn, can you answer that for me? Delinquent Record? Was there any telepathy in Delinquent Record?
Fuck if I know. I've never read that shit.
Yeah, fair enough. The slushy machine. Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Slushy machine was actually a reference to American battleships and carriers who, unlike other ships, had shit like ice cream dispensers.
You what, mate?
You know what? That sounds completely in line with this country.
America was like, yeah, look, so rations suck, but here's an ice cream dispenser, guys. Oh, God.
Listen, the cheese might back you up for 6 weeks.
We put
but
them
you
on
got an ice cream
submarines,
machine.
too.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Just in case anyone was wondering, we put them on the subs as well. But anyway, so yeah, this is just garbage. It's just garbage. It's so fucking dumb. There's really no point in it. They just interfere with a bunch of shit.
I hate this. This is garbage. More, please.
And then Tanya joins Junior's club somehow. Because, yeah, she would just totally do that. It's just dumb. I hate it. Stupid. Honestly, I was really hoping it'd be good enough to like laugh at and rage at, but it was so fucking boring. We spent an hour talking about cartoons that we missed instead.
Talking about cartoons is way more fulfilling than listening.
Yeah,
to
that sounds like time well spent to me.
I mean, honestly, you can even twist it for an educational bent on that, because clearly those cartoons were well written enough, despite using a lot of tropes found in fan fiction these days.
And fetishes. You guys still fucking going on about cartoons?
No, we're going on about why you can say that our entire hour-long discussion about cartoons was educational, because it still taught you how to write a good story despite the rest of the qualities of the story, namely being beyond fucking dumb.
No, you were just masturbating about cartoons for an hour, Sneaky.
Fuck off. I can justify it however I want.
Just because we're talking about Totally Fries doesn't mean we... Totally Fries. It's the French version of French fries, but it's actually...
No, Totally Fries. The version where they all wake up from the 10 years of drug abuse and have to go work at McDonald's.
No,
it's the real American version.
Yeah, I was gonna say, actually, that's the real American version, where it's a team of Southerners, who the counterpart, the male counterparts, the Totally Spies, and they do everything with pomp and flair of machine guns, missiles, and bombs. They don't use fancy gadgets. They just drop a tank out of a plane and ride it with a jet engine strapped to it, you know? Simple stuff.
That just sounds like the Scotsman's Bombers version of Totally Spies. How do we beat this enemy? Oh, I don't know. We just throw bombs at them. Or is that the IRA? I'm not sure. I don't think there's any
IRA. There's no Scotsman bomber.
Yeah.
So, I'm concerned where you think Scotsmen have bombs.
Yeah, they don't have,
hide in the haggis.
They don't have the bomb license.
Oh, fucking Christ. Yeah, he did look that, didn't he?
No, I remember now where I'm getting it from. It's a fucking skit from Monty Python where they have like a bunch of fucking Scotsmen. I think it was like the Scotsman first line, and they just take like a bunch of grenades and just like jump down a cliff or something like that. I forget what the skit was.
Anyway, so this is the next fic we're doing. Naruto DxD. I'm pretty sure we haven't done this before.
That's a fair transition.
Pretty sure we haven't done this before. Yes, good news, everybody! We haven't done this before. Bagpipes intensify.
Bagpipe noises intensify.
Yeah. That's if you ever hear a bagpipe intensifying as you get closer to your mailbox, don't open it. It's okay to be racist against the Scottish. No one will punish you.
I mean, I think the Scottish will punish you.
What are they gonna do? Nuke me?
I'm sorry, but based on my limited experience with Simpsons, wouldn't they just join you in making fun of them?
Yes, probably.
Yeah, probably.
After punching you for making fun of the Scottish. Yes. So, oh shit, it's by this guy. Hey, Gray, it's your old friend.
Oh, Lord.
Oh.
Is
there some context I can get?
Yeah. So way back in the days of Lupine, and Fate's Gamble, Gray got involved with this attempted authors group where they tried putting together a cabal, and they invited Gray to it, and he showed up to like one meeting, and then they never had a single meeting again. It wasn't even because of him. It was just like they were all fucking incompetent.
Gray's still on the list.
Yeah.
Which has, incredible people like SDA, Neon Sanjutsu, Incredible Muffin.
Yeah, it was literally it was a whole bunch of people that literally were like the most obnoxious group possible that would never work together. Like, good luck getting Neon Zangetsu to write consistently with anyone. Or SDA to keep to a story.
Oof. Wait, Oh, I think you guys told me about this attempt at a group before.
Yeah,
Yes.
we've been
I think
over
maybe
wait,
we
I think we know where this guy's
so you
from.
tried to herd
no,
cats.
we got to the other guy's profile, the other dreaming dude.
No Nexus, no Quadro ass in here.
Yeah, no Quadro ass.
Yeah, we looked at this guy's profile before.
Have we?
Yeah, I remember specifically that list and that fucking poem about child abuse.
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure Dreaming of Moon
Yeah.
was the one we looked at.
I mean, if he has the same profile, then
no, never mind. Wow, he is not.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, so
wiped.
we have looked at this, but oh my god, this is such a
Yeah.
fucking
Wait,
list.
which
like,
fucking story was that?
this is such a list. Like, holy shit. We got Pain 17, Sakura Demon, Neon Zangetsu, Incredible Muffin. Zach knows Incredible Muffin. Deus Swiftblade, Noodlehammer, Lanky Nathan, Gray, Jordino.
What is with these fucking names?
What do you mean?
Something Swiftblade? Who fucking names
Deus Swiftblade. God Swiftblade. Dude, it's literally...
He literally has the 7
normal
commandments of
internet
Garfield.
shit.
It's literally
Idiot.
Chuny. I don't know
Yeah.
what's hard to comprehend
It's
about
2014, my dude.
this. Yeah.
2014, 2015. Hey, the thing was literally for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it was even less than that.
Honestly, the most impressive part about it all is the fact that they even got Noodlehammer to respond to a PM.
Yeah.
Yes.
True.
Clearly an act of demon magic.
Yeah, it was. So Naruto, master of his fate. In a twist, Naruto's life is spared from being hopeless. So this is another. So we're already getting into this one. So Naruto's life is spared from being hopeless. You mean how? Yeah, so yeah, this is published in 2014. That's 2 years after Naruto ended. Yeah, so we know how Naruto's story ends. He literally gets the girl, he gets his dream completed, he leads the entire continent into an era of peace never before seen before, and technological development. How...
And then Boruto happens, but we don't really consider.
Yeah, I don't care about that. But my point is, the author starts the story off in a twist of fate. Naruto is saved from being hopeless. He literally achieved everything. How is... What? And he finds solace where few would expect to find it. With a family of his own making. Ah, yes. You can...
Okay, wait. So I'm not looking at the text. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm putting 50-50 odds at gay Sasuke.
No.
Unfortunate, you owe the entire chat $5.
Indeed. I'll be expecting my
I didn't bet
$10
money.
tomorrow.
We don't care that you didn't bet money. I want my $5.
Yeah, I want
Okay,
my
I
$10.
want, there's many things I want from you, chief of which is to never contact me again. But we
Oof.
don't all get what we want, now do we?
Fair enough. But anyway, so I like the author's, how this author's worded the sentence. He's saying that Naruto will be rescued from being hopeless by finding peace and serenity in something that no one would ever expect to find peace and serenity in. Having a family.
Is it murder? I bet it's murder.
It's having a family.
But
That
he
doesn't seem right.
gets a family.
Yeah, but you see, he found peace by having a family.
Okay, look, if this was like Caiaphas friggin' Cain, I'd believe it, but Naruto has literally always
here's
wanted
your
a
problem
family.
with that statement. I don't even think Caiaphas Cain would be happy with a family because he'd be constantly wondering.
I think you guys are all. I think you guys are all missing what I'm trying to say here.
No, I get your point.
Yeah.
I was agreeing with you. I was saying Naruto has literally always wanted a family.
No.
Well, first of all,
no, that's not my point. Is how he's worded this sentence, an actual equivalent here, a non-false equivalence. This sentence is worded in a way where if I said, I went downstairs looking for something to eat, and in the last place I thought I would find food, in my refrigerator.
I mean, with you, that's not really a hard step to take.
Okay,
he's speaking in generalities.
Ignoring nose hair's really bad attempt at a joke. You guys see what I'm saying, though? He's like, oh, wow, no one would ever find peace with having a family, but Naruto did. It's like, wait, what do you mean people don't find peace with having a family? There is literally 10,000 generations of humans that disagree with your proposition that people can't find purpose in having a family.
Yeah.
But the author's like, no one will ever find peace with having a family.
So, by the way,
author
Sneaky.
might be projecting.
Yeah, the author might be projecting a we've had.
Might? Yeah, no shit.
Sneaky.
Just a little bit.
Here's the next thing I'll pay you to write.
Yeah.
Caiaphas Cain actually gets to retire and has a family.
Oh, well, hold on. Well, dude, that's at least gonna take 10 books.
That's a pretty heavy burden you just cast upon him, my dude.
That's a lot to ask from me, man. I have to wrap up the Eldar, I have to wrap up the Dark Eldar, I have to wrap up the Tau, the Orcs, the Necrons, I have to wrap up the Imperium.
And all of it will be done by Caiaphas.
No, Caiaphas will have nothing to do with it.
Caiaphas will have nothing to do with it. Everything's just wrapped up so he doesn't get called back into service, even though
Caiaphas
he's dead.
Cain, the man who spent the rest of his life hiding from a Primarch.
Yeah. Naruto Harem, rated M for future chapters and later situations. If you don't like this story, don't read it. See, I've always really been irritated by this whole, like, we haven't seen a don't like, don't read in a while, and I've always been irritated by the don't like, don't read, because if I didn't like the story, I wasn't going to read it in the first place. Like, if I looked at your summary, and I was like, oh wow, this summary looks dumb, I'm not gonna then read the story. Like, yes, I'm doing that now because people are paying me money. But like, if I'm doing it for personal satisfaction and entertainment, I'm not going to read garbage stories. So, don't like, don't read is kind of implied. It's like going to an amusement park. And then they have a sign out in front of the log plume of like, don't want to get wet, don't ride this ride. It's like, yeah, I know. That's why I'm not going to ride the log ride, because I don't want to get wet.
Thank you.
I don't know why you have
for
a
this
sign.
insight.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know why there's a sign here saying don't ride the ride if you don't want to get wet. It's like, no shit.
You are now entering Splash Mountain. Prepare to get wet, retard.
But the problem here is, though, is the was it the proposition? I believe it's the correct word I'm trying to use here. Of the construction of don't like, don't read, is that authors often say it as if it's like somehow some sort of shield, like, oh, you can't criticize me if you don't like the story, because you shouldn't have read it if you didn't like it. Well, the problem here is, author, is that you have
you're in a public forum.
Well, I mean, yes, but the problem here is you had an idea that I was interested in. It would sort of be like, say you have a ride, you know, and let's go stick with the amusement park ride. Like, you guys have seen those before, right? With the ones where it's just like all you can see of the ride is the front tracks where you get in, and then like you go behind like a giant wood wall, and there's the rest of the ride behind the wood wall. I've been on those. Have you guys ever been on those?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like, but they build it up though, like, and this is the situation in this example I'm using, is like, so say that's that sort of ride where they have this giant wood wall in the way, but they like, you know, they have a bunch of really cool drawings of what's going on in the ride, and you know, they have a sign up saying the best roller coaster in the park, and you know, you're actually kind of pumped to get on this ride because you don't know what's there, you don't know what's going on. All you've seen is a bunch of, you know, stuff you like to be on the ride, and so you get on the ride and you get behind the wood wall, and that's it. That the ride's over.
See, you get behind the wood wall and you find out God was a lie. This is an anime.
Yes, you're now isekai'd.
I mean, wouldn't that be a good ride though?
Maybe.
Depending.
But you see my point though, right?
Like
where it's like, oh, that's it, the ride's over, and it's like, what do you mean the ride's over? That's it? You really built it up here, and then the person's just like, well, if you didn't like the ride, you shouldn't have read it. It's like, well, you can't just advertise to me this ride and how amazing it is.
No, that's the other thing, right?
Angry.
They can't also. This is the equivalent of putting up a sign on the ride: satisfaction not guaranteed.
Right. Yeah.
If you didn't like it, you shouldn't have
Shouldn't have written it. Yeah. And it's just like, well, no, you can't say that because the whole purpose is to entertain me and shit. And you built it up. You said all the things I wanted to hear. You can't get angry at me when I'm getting angry at you for not delivering on anything that you promised. And that's the real truth behind don't like, don't read. Is only people that need to put don't like, don't read, put don't like, don't read on their stories. And they need to put don't like, don't read on their stories because a lot of people don't like their story. Because their story's bad. And their story has major flaws in it. And they don't like it when people point out the flaws in their story. And so they just go, don't like, don't read. You don't have to read the story if you don't like it. Well, actually, I kind of do have to read the story if I don't like it, because I have to know if I like it or not by reading the story first. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Rewrite
Gura singing Rockefeller Street at 2x speed.
Oh god damn it.
Fuck.
Alright. Well then.
Oh god.
That'll be a great archive to put on while I play Dota and scream my head off.
It's unarchived.
Don't worry.
Yeah, but
it is archived.
Yar.
Yar har.
It's archived
me hardy.
In the old archives.
You just have to look for it.
The eternal archives, indeed.
Uzumaki Naruto didn't understand what was happening. It was a beautiful evening in the village of Konoha. The moon was full, the stars were shining, the wind was giving a gentle caress to the many citizens, and he was running away from angry shinobi. Wait, what? So people like
this... What an
this...
unusual turn of events for Naruto.
Right, I know, right? People like this have ruined this narrative style for me. Because I do like the sarcastic narrator delivery. And I mean, obviously I liked it. That's what I fucking did for the story that Max and I worked on. But people like this don't do it well. And it's sort of like my entire life in a nutshell, where because of a bunch of cringe people, I can't tell people about my life without them being like, oh, you're just making that shit up, you're just trying to sound cool, you're being chuny and shit. And it's like, no, this is all shit that it's actually fucking happened to me. It's just because of a subsect of goddamn dumbasses has ruined my ability to talk about my life. I hate it when people use wait what. I use wait what a lot. I just don't really use it in narrative.
Yeah.
The one scenario where you can use it in narrative is where if it's a first-person narrative, or if you're trying to go for more of a Deadpool-like delivery.
I can confirm, by the way, that Sneaky does in fact use "wait what" a lot.
Yeah,
just in normal conversation,
also,
especially when he gets five-man gangs for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah. Just I'm a position 5. Suddenly 3 ults out of nowhere. Huh? Wait, what?
Just play better, dude. Just don't get ganked.
Just don't get ganked by 4 ults.
Just don't get ganked, forehead.
I'm gonna do a masterful 5D play. Fucking last pick hard support, Willow.
Please never speak this word again.
Dude, I lost MMR over that game. I'm so pissed. The dude that picked last was insisting that he should pick last as a support because supports are more important than the carries, so he can counter their picks.
What?
That's
gonna be a no from.
So of course we
Sneaky.
lost, and also he was yeah, he also picked fucking Willow as a hard support, and obviously we lost because the Willow couldn't do shit.
I mean, it can work, but
it can work if you have a carry that has a lot of kill potential. If you literally land a single stun, but no.
Yeah, we had a Weaver.
I would say here's the problem. In order for that to work, right? Like I watched was it VP? I think I watched VP make position 5 Mars work, right?
Mm.
And all he did was run around.
He's got plenty of stuns and holds, and he's got a lot of shit going on to make a hard support out of him.
Yeah,
it works.
But like you have to be careful when you're playing with hard support because you have to remember I can't turn into a greedy bastard.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because, right, you have to remember that your job isn't to get a blink dagger initiate. You exist for one reason and one reason only.
We've actually covered this story before. Good news, everyone. We don't have to read it.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Excellent.
You have to remember that you exist for one reason, and that reason is, hey, throw spear.
True. True facts.
You also need to hit the spear. Make sure you hit the spear. You can't just miss the spear because then you get reported.
Yeah. But you know what? I think we had a very productive evening. I think we covered a lot of topics that had nothing to do with fan fiction, but we actually also somehow still managed to be educational, talking about English and writing. So, you know what? I'll call it a 75% win. And, you know, I hope everyone has a good weekend. You know, rest up. Say Happy Father's Day to your father. Because, of course, you have one as a well-adjusted individual, obviously.
Of course. I mean, it's not Father's Day here, but sure.
There's no reason not to tell your father that you love him and thank you for him being his father.
True that.
So, see you all on Tuesday, when you're all well-rested and shiny-eyed, and whatever the fucking statement is, because, you know, there is always more. It does always get worse.
Do you mean